everybody. I'm Christina V. I just want to give a quick shout out to Wes Strice, who played as Riven earlier, and that really made my tournament. I was so excited when he chose Riven. So coming up next is a quote. No, just kidding. Not yet. We'll save that. We'll save that for the end of the night, because coming up next is round 2, TSM versus Dignitas, and we're all excited to see how that's going to turn out. Right, guys? Freaking Rivington? Yeah. All right. I'm going to give this to you now. Okay?
The casting booth, IPL 4, myself, Rivington III, joined alongside me by Freak. Guys, Freak. Look at Freak. Right? All right. Yeah. This is a pretty special. I'm excited. This is a special seat. I get to sit next to this guy.
I mean, me too. I mean.
But I digress. We digress. Back into the game. Here we go. We do have TSM Dignitas, our second matchup here between these two in the best of 3. We did see TSM barreling through that game, a very aggressive matchup for them. They were able to control most of the objectives. They were able to control the jungle very well. Yep. There wasn't too much invasion, but they were still able to make it count in their teams. We do have Lulu being banned out for the AP top. I believe Voyboy was he. Another Karthus because of that. But no, TSM is going to ban out Karthus this time. Udyr, that top pick ban of the tournament.
Because they want Kog'Maw.
Yes.
I'll bet you they just want Kog'Maw.
And so Vladimir. We have one more ban from the purple team, Dignitas, as it is going to be first ban, first pick for your TSM team.
Yeah, so we'll see how this pans out. Skara, there's a lot of really high-profile picks and bans here. There's the Cassiopeia, there's Galio, there's Ryze, there's Morgana. There's a lot of those, standard sort of AP mids that are fought over. Ooh, the Olaf ban actually coming out as well. And there's also the Kog'Maw that was mentioned before. So I would not be surprised to see SoloMid grab that. I am a little bit surprised that these guys don't seem to run Shyvana all that often. So, I'm not quite sure how that's going to end up being. People are actually calling out their favorite champions more or less. Jarvan, Kog'Maw. Actually, I'm hoping for Teemo. I think that's appropriate at this point. And by the way, just so you guys know, in the background, CLG versus Mono has actually just started just a couple minutes ago. There's a Rumble in there, which I think is the first time I've seen him in this tournament so far. But that's actually just starting. We'll get updates throughout this game, but they are playing the loser bracket semifinals right now. The loser of that match will get 4th place. Right now, these guys are fighting for a guaranteed second and a berth into the grand finals tomorrow. The loser will have to play the winner of Mono versus CLG here in this match.
That is going to be a matchup of itself as well. And these teams taking quite a while to get their picks in. They know that the Kog'Maw pick is going to allow them to know what the AD is, or the switch to AP. I don't know how much Reginald has played that, but it is probably going to be Chaos because that is one of his favorite ADs, and that's what they really want to get in this game is they want to get their top tier, their pool. They don't want to be banned out into their 3rd tier champion. They're going to go ahead and grab Skara, grab Skara. Grab Janna on Skara for your Locust, and Dominate is going to be grabbing Lee Sin.
Okay, so Lee Sin can go anywhere. I'm a little bit surprised to see Janna, I guess. Maybe they discovered that Tarek wasn't doing it for them and they didn't want to run a Sona. But with Soraka banned out both times, that was normally Locust's favored support there. So, I mean, I do find it a little bit odd that he's saying, Janna's overrated, blah, blah, blah. But Janna, is still such a high common pick here for both these teams.
Yeah. If you think about it, Janna Taric, quite similar. AD, or not AD, rather, you can give AD from Taric, but you got the shield, you get a little bit of armor. Taric is shatter, passive armor. But you also have the stun and the pop-up, which are quite similar and can both initiate that fight. So they kind of intertwine there, so they can be used. You just don't have that pure heal sustain that you're going to get from Taric. Special waiting to pick, and he is going to go for the Taric on that side. So it looks like he will be picking for himself.
Okay, so we'll see what that pans out for them. I do like Tarek Kog'Maw. I think he's a good babysitter there. Is a pretty good wall for him. Anyone who jumps in can get stunned, and then Tarek can hit that ultimate and give him both attack damage and ability power, which will actually both feed into Kog'Maw's damage. Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense going for that Janna earlier. If they do grab Urgot, that's a really good lane shutdown. Malzahar also potentially a very good pick here. I mean, Malzahar is a really good champion to screw with Dr. Mundo. He's going to stack health. Normally gets a lot of armor items just in general. Doesn't seem to go for the MR so much early on. And just that percentage health damage can really shut people down.
So it looks like we will be seeing a Nocturne in the jungle on this one. They were possibly hoping to see what else was going to be picked. They'll switch that up. They are going to go with Urgot. Now Reginald, I believe, is going to go ahead and choose for himself. So we're going to see your top lane and mid right here from Dyrus and Reginald. This would be a pretty nice matchup. Dyrus looking at Jax. I don't know about that. We did see the Elements had chosen Jax for one of the players on his team.
They jungled it, Crumb's Curse.
Yep.
Yeah. And I want to say I saw it once more. It could be wrong, though. I feel like one of the other teams ran it earlier, but I might just be entirely mistaken here. Reginald, I wouldn't be surprised to see Cassiopeia right here. This just feels like a Cassiopeia game. Right. I think he's got it's a very safe, solid champion for him. He's extremely good at Cassiopeia. If they do run Jax, he might go Zillion. Zillion's great at making sort of bruiser melee ADs do good things. Ryze also, of course, exceptional as well. Oh, I'm okay with Singed. I'm okay with Renekton. And they are going Renekton. We have not seen him very often in this tournament. And, ooh, I didn't know that Scar... yeah, I have seen Scar play Anivia before. We'll see if that ends up being actually the choice. And, yeah, they're going to go for swap into Anivia walls. That could be all kinds of interesting. They have displacement on almost every champion here. Pretty much everyone has some kind of like non-cleansable CC or some kind of crazy move. So Dignitas very much just based on dislocating this Team SoloMid lineup, whereas Team SoloMid is just like, let's deal damage. Let's just go kill people. We've actually got some stuns and roots here. They actually do have, it looks like 2 full stuns, 1 root, a couple of slows there as well. Yep. SoloMid, the lineup that's full of damage. But Dignitas, they can separate and pick up one at a time.
Dignitas has a great poke comp. I mean, you can throw out Howling Gales. If your initiation goes wrong, you have Cutie Pie on Urgot to just throw out those attacks from like 900-some range as well. Yeah. Boy with Qs, so we can just keep prodding at that with Scar's Flash Frost. Dustbringers from Nocturne. So it's going to be a very big poke comp team. They have a great ability to clear waves, so a very good pushing team as well from Dignitas. TSM, though, they do have Kog'Maw. They have Dyrus, which is going to be able to go through those Anivia's walls, but he's not going to be able to do too much if the team can't go with him. So that kind of stops the Anivia wall, but it leaves the rest of the team to flash out, which we have seen before. Some teams just say, hey, let's flash over that. I think that was M5, actually, in Hanover.
Yeah, there can be a lot of early aggressions here. There's a lot of ability for these guys to jump at dudes. They pretty much almost have a Dunkmaster team. Right. Where they have, Nocturne, Lee Sin, Kog'Maw. Yeah, if you get caught. Or not Kog'Maw, sorry, but Urgot. All of them kind of jump into a fray and do some good things. And the one fortunate thing here is there's not like an Alistar. So there's no like, oops, I accidentally swapped Alistar into my team. Almost got owned there. So almost any of these swaps would work out. They can burn down a Mundo. They can burn down Renekton. They can burn down Taric. Anything that Cutie Pie grabs, it'll pretty much work out for him.
Ooh.
Now, what's
seeing this double heal bot lane could be heal bait, quite a bit of heal bait coming out of Locust and Cutie Pie.
Yeah, they could send Locust on the roam, and they are purple team. They could send Cutie Pie with that golem buff to 1v2 against Chaotic Special. That is a possibility here. That's something they could do and pull out, that strat that Moscow 5 had. They'd have John roam around with Nocturne, give that haste, which is passive anyway, but has slow, has a knockup, can really make these fights happen. Yep. And of course, you chain up with Anivia stun, and you're going to have some good chances there.
Yeah, looking at the level 1 here, definitely TSM on the upper hand there. They have a lot of movement through the jungle. They have a lot of distance through the jungle. Cleavers can pass through anything. Scar does have that with Flash Frost, but you're going to have a stun from Reginald. You're going to have a stun from Xpecial if they choose to go for that. So it could be a pretty bad invade for Dignitas if they choose to go. So we saw last game that neither team did anything. They were like, no, definitely playing it safe. TSM pulled off of the strat they pulled the first day. They're like, no, people saw that too much. There's been a lot of warding going down we've seen in the first 30, 40 seconds of the game. So there's been a lot less jungling since that has come out as well.
Mm-hmm. Now, guys, as we are about to get into this game, one more time, we now are up to 120,000 people watching this second online. And there's a few hundred of you guys here too. Convince them one more time that they should have shown up in person.
Standing room only.
Pretty much. There's a few open seats, and the only reason they're open is because it's VIP only. We are up, though, to the Versus screen. Let's see these guys in person, see their faces, and just how ready they are to get into these games. The commands they're shouting out, the things that they want to do. You see Dyrus hugging up on that pillow. Everyone else got their game faces on. Team SoloMid blue team. Dignitas in purple. We are currently loading into this game ourselves. And it's really anyone's game.
Yeah, it's going to look very good. Voyboy top on Lee Sin. It was against that Vladimir last time. No, this time it's going to be against a Renekton, both also still not using any mana. Kind of a little bit of Fury on one side and Energy on the other, so Lee Sin can use his abilities incorrectly, but Voyboy obviously passed those stages and can pretty much execute correctly every time. He's still going to have a little bit of a challenge, though. Dyrus, Renekton, with that stun, can easily put you in the upper hand and damage and give you the advantage in lane, as well as him just being able to dash away. Both of these champions, a lot of movement within a short amount of distance, so we'll have to see how they utilize that in lane to farm up and get back and forth in the damage trade. We are hopping into the game. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to see Dignitas bring this into a Game 3, let me hear you. And once more, if you want to see TSM 2-0 this game and bring it on to tomorrow's matches in the championship, let me hear it for TSM.
That is quite the home crowd advantage, I gotta say. I mean, that is a lot of love for SoloMid. So I'm gonna once more go through and call out some builds real quick. Chaos looks like 21-9-0. Moving down to the odd one. I think 9-21-0 seems the most likely here based on his stats. Special on Tarek looks like 9-21. A lot of armor, some flat MR there on blues. Reginald definitely 9-0-21 for himself. A lot of actually early Magic Pen has 10 flat Magic Pens, so a couple of Magic Pen blues. 9 flat MR though, so he did get some there through his glyphs the rest of the way. Dyrus there on Renekton. Early Armor Pen marks 21-9-0. 1 cooldown reduction, so he got 1 point there, but not going for the Magic Pen otherwise. And they might go for an invasion here. Locust alone. I would laugh if they did that like flash stun jump. That would actually work and that would kill Locust, but of course, they don't know. TSM is waiting right at that cliff. Special in front could land that stun. You can't really see Odd One. I think that was just me hovering over him. So let's see what they end up doing with this.
I think they may have caught a glimpse of how they couldn't have. They are pinging the heck out of that area, though. And they're going to move by. A great ward from Locust is going to set this up. I don't think they're going to be able to challenge the level 1 invasion. We do see Scar coming around the top side there. And it's just waiting in the bush. Flying off a Flash Floss into the trees. It looks like we do have red. No, they did grab Wraiths. All right, so they're going for red. Same thing. And Voyboy going top. That blue will go down, and it's going to be the odd one. And, Nocturne, Dominate, probably not too worried about that. He has good damage around the jungle, especially with the AoE coming up every so often. So it's not going to hurt him too much, but we'll have to see if the odd one can really utilize that.
Yeah, Cutie Pie, by the way, full armor penetration, 21. I think it's actually 2109. But Armor Pen, Red's endpoints, already the aggression there from Chaos. A lot of pain, Special taking a bit of damage as well. And Chaos would actually take true damage from every one of Cutie Pie's attacks right now. So he could melt Chaos's face if he can land any of these abilities. And Special, he's only learned stun at level 1. I mean, they could play super aggressive and really burn him down. That shield already picked up, using that to keep himself alive in these battles. No MR blues, by the way, actually just relying on CDR blues. So he's just full offense right now. Really, really wants to get these kills out and get those Acid Hunters down for the damage output. Looking over at Locust, also CDR blues. Looks like that might be, I'm trying to think of what exactly that is for the stats. I think it might just be 0921 here. Voyboy on Lee Sin. Looks like 21 defense here, 9 in offense. Scar up here, 2109 most likely. And then finally there's a Nocturne for I Will Dominate. Armor penetration is there on his marks, but otherwise looks like 2190.
Looks like we got Mundo going top. Odd One is creeping in here with blue and red. We do have Voyboy quite close to his tower. I don't know if he's just going to be able to turn on this one. No, Voyboy on the other side of the tower, rather. Dyer is close to his tower. It looks like Voyboy may get taken down here. I don't think he is going to be able to get out. Odd One throwing out one last cleaver. And that would have been a great time to have Exhaust up, but he did not.
Exhaust and Ignite both burned. Voyboy did burn his own flash, though, so he will be gankable for certain. Dominate, not actually moving up towards top lane yet to hold over. I think it's a bit of a mistake to sort of let some of these minions go to waste. You can see a couple of those blue minion corpses. He's going to make his way over now, though. We'll get experience for that one and then get in range for gold for the rest. Dyrus, though, very dominant force here, and they've basically forced Voyboy back once already. Does have boots, though, and some more potions, so he will be pretty good at not dying. Grab the ward as well. Always grab a ward the first time you get pushed back. And actually Dominate. Some good damage on Dyrus. Slice and Dice is up there. Looks like he'll make it out and has to flash. Wow, nice job by Dominate. Forcing that flash. Now Voivo will just tank this minion line and keep it on his side. Dyrus will actually recall off this. Does not want to get ganked out.
That was a really great job by Dominate there, because now Voyboy feels a little bit safer. He's not going to get flash stunned by Dyrus if he comes in and chooses to do so under the turret. So it's a little bit less of an aggressive lane now, even though it is Lee Sin versus Renekton. You can see Cutie Pie and Locust taking a little bit of damage trade. It's not in their favor down bottom. We can see health pots being pushed. Rise still pushing mid quite aggressively, getting damage onto Scar. All those Qs, wow, doing a good amount of burst. Scar down to 300 HP for us to go some potions. Reginald hasn't taken any damage, but Nocturne coming in.
Yeah, so Scar did go Magic just blues there. That is why he's surviving. Reginald for now does have actually not a lot of early ability power either, so it might be movement speed Quince. There's a large percentage of his runes. See Voiva kind of milling about. Still kind of actually zoning Dyrus well. Now Dyrus has a ward there, so he knows Dominate's nearby. And that is why he's playing so very far back. But you can see Voivoy is denying every minion kill. Dyrus cannot move in without being afraid of Nocturne. He doesn't have this entrance warded, and he has no flash.
Cutie Pie living on the edge down bottom. That W from Chaos just doing so much damage and giving him such good range right now. Cutie Pie forced to go in front of the turret. Well, here we go. We could have a matchup at top. Tri-Bush. It looks like the odd one is going to meet a Dustbringer from Dominate, and he will be getting out of there as Dyrus and Voiboy were having their own little spat as well. They do know that the odd one is still in their half of the jungle. We'll see. No, Scar is not going to back up to help this.
Yeah, although the Mundo could come around, yeah, that's pretty good for the odd one. Dominate's going to come down as well. He will last hit those two with Duskbringer, get 8 gold back for himself, but still, the major one's were denied. The odd one winning in levels as well. It's 5 versus 4. Just got to say the odd one basically winning the jungle right now, though Voiboy is winning top lane.
Yeah, he's doing a very good job. Dyrus taking quite a bit of damage as he's getting Safeguard up at the right times. But you can see if the stun goes off, it does take damage on his side as well. The Q goes down, he dashes to the, whoa, almost getting out of the fear, but he gets hit, exhaust was on. The Ignite goes down, but right now he's getting out of this one with minions in the way. Will they get one more attack down on? He turns to stun, but he cannot get it off in time, and they both make it out alive. Your first blood of the game goes to Dignitas.
And they're making this one happen despite that kill, though, which is worth over 600 gold with the assist. They're only up 200 gold themselves. They've been getting out-farmed, and things have been stolen away from them quite a bit here. DSM overall winning the map, but that top lane gank is going to be a big deal. We saw how much Dyrus controlled that last game. They're both shutting him down and letting Voiboy really start dominating here. Cutie Pie playing maybe a little bit too aggressive, has to be afraid of Chaos. He's going to get some Qs out here, some good damage happening as a result.
Not too much bottom. We do have 54 to 33 CS. So as you said, Cutie Pie getting zoned quite a bit here by Kog'Maw. That W range is just giving him such an advantage if he cannot, if Cutie Pie isn't going to be able to land that attack and get the range from his Qs. We do have Dominate clearing up his red. We may see some presence from him in lanes after he takes his Wraith. Scar returning to lane now, Tear of the Goddess. Also Ruby Crystal as he starts his Catalyst, the Protector. Anivia, however, already has hers. That's going to be great to sustain in lane. On the passive, it's going to restore 250 health and 200 mana over 8 seconds. So every time you level, you're going to be able to stay in lane for a little bit longer. And that's really objective in the early part of the game. You may want to back to get your items, but if you can still grab XP and out-level your opponent and zone him out, continue to do that.
And now we see KX back in there with a special. They could jump in on Cutie Pie. They've actually both bought now. So KX up a Zerk Greaves over Boots' speed. Otherwise, they're equivalent at 2 Doran's Blades. Still, though, the armor penetration going to be strong. The Taric armor aura helpful as well. Now, Locust taking a stun, but is far enough away from KX that they are safe right now. They sweep that ward out successfully. A little bit of gold income coming as a result. Let's see if they're able to put any more pressure on the blue buff, the odd one, giving that one away to Rise. Very smart choice there. An odd one. First to level 7 of the junglers. Dominate, barely 6. So excellent job so far being done by SoloMid pretty much across the map. And they've actually, again, they're pretty much staying very close in this gold. They're only down 200 despite that first blood. Yeah,
and right at actually 9.6k, they were even. So they're ticking right along with each other as it goes to 10.5k. It's going to be 10.3k. So obviously TSM still staying in this game gold-wise. We'll have to see Anivia going middle here. And we do see the ult onto Reginald. The fear is off. A great wall keeps him within range, and the Flash Frost goes down, and it looks like Reginald will take too much, but the Rune Prison will pick one up for that death, and it looks like he's going to make a little bit of money off that challenge.
Yeah, he'll make some money. It's ultimately still better for Dignitas to get the assist on the kill, and of course they're shutting down the farm there that was available for Rise. But yeah, this is really, really good for them. Scar, nice with that blue buff now that he actually just stole from Reginald. That is actually a very big point there. That blue buff was stolen. Oh, Cutie Pie getting hit real hard there. They've got to be afraid. A special stun up in 4 seconds. They might keep chasing. No, they will turn that around. Philo Stone already bought there for special. Is not in tow for Locust yet. So let's see if he has... Oh, he has almost no money at all. Yeah, Locust is running out of gold. He's got boots. That's nice, but special already has a gold pretend, and we'll keep scaling throughout this game.
So already here, without any buffs, Kog'Maw has 500 range. He gets 670 to, I believe, Urgot's like 525 at this point. 425. So you can see how much of an advantage Chaos has in this lane, even without his W on. Looks like Renekton and Voyboy going at it a little bit as they farm. Not too much damage traded there. They're both quite tanky now. As Reginald begins to push mid, looks like he may go grab some race after this, or go top. It looks like they're going to focus something here. Nope, just warding.
Good save forward there for Reginald. Does not want to see that Nocturne comes in from the side. Yeah, that mid kill definitely pretty useful. Up 700 gold now for themselves. Voyboy putting his own ward down. Still spotting for these ganks. You can see Dyrus at 64. Voyboy at 89 though. Doing a good job of this fight. And again, jumping in on Dyrus. Some good damage being dealt there. Nocturne waiting in the wings. His ult not up, but there is a swap on a Chaos. Can Cutie Pie make this happen? There is Dominate. Cutie Pie's shield is strong. Chaos being feared. Gets a summoner heal. Still will not make that happen. Will not kill off Cutie Pie either. Excellent job there by Dignitas saying, hey, just wait in the wings. You don't need an ult. I'll swap. You'll go after that. And it worked really, really well there.
That was a really great job, and almost not having his ultimate. Yeah, as you say, Nocturne was able to come in with just Dustbringer and make things happen. Big plays coming right there from Dignitas, and they're turning this one around definitely from last game in the early game advantage. Looks like Voyboy is going to go ahead and back there.
They're just building up some kills right now, though. You got to like this for Dignitas. They're kind of growing their advantages. Again, that blue buff being stolen from Reginald will hurt his laning, although he has Catalyst and Tier, so it won't be that bad. No, a 2-on-2 about to happen in mid lane. Odd One and Dominate both showing up here. And of course, they don't see the Odd One yet. Now they do. But Dominate waiting in the wings. This could be a lot of damage on Odd One. They land the stun, and there is Dominate. Cutie Pie coming by as well, but Skara about to get egg. Can they kill the Odd One? Yes. They trade one. They lose the egg, but who cares? They got a kill for it. Locust actually showing up as well. And here's Dyrus Singe farming against Voyboy. Let's see if he can do it. His dash is still up. Voyboy trying to chase down. The Q lands. He's going to keep going in. Dyrus pops his ult. Going to get a lot of fury this way, still taking damage. They're going to get Dragon in the meantime.
Yeah, looks like Dyrus is going to be safe. They are going to nice job with the Anivia ult, but she does not have blue. I believe they have it, so that works out well. Just wasted all of her mana as she threw down that ultimate, but she's going to get it all back right here. Wade fights out bottom. Will they be able to make this count? Urgot flashing over the wall to save himself. The turn down onto Xpecial. The exhaust onto Chaos. It looks like Janna trying to pick up some kills. Will this be like a play of the day here? Janna trying to go in. Skara, no mana, no Flash Frost. No, he has it, but it's dodged by Chaos. The Ignite is ticking, and just not enough damage from Locust or a Zephyr to slow him down. And a very nice turn there. Urgot saving himself by flashing over the wall. Cutie Pie very well played as well. And Dyrus still continued to push back to his turret. It is top lane, 90.
Oh, he landed the E! Oh, he's going to get it!
Oh, wow.
Oh, Chaos, Chaos, that was quite the mistake there. That was excellent though by Cutie Pie. I got to say that was worth the risk. He was very low on mana, low on health, still made it happen. They actually saved their mid turret along the way, and now they're going to go back once more. And Skara, by the way, grabbing an early chalice, saying, "Hey guys, we know blue buff's not quite as strong as it was last patch, but I'm Anivia, and I need me a chalice for some mana regen." So it's going to work out for him, making some adaptations as the game goes on. And right now he's doing really well. He's 1-0-1. He's actually tied in minions against this Rise. And I'm surprised to see Reginald go Sword Shoes in a game where he's going to get stunned a whole heck of a lot. But he's actually going for very offense-minded boots, and we'll see if that pans out for him.
Right. You can actually see with the champion he's playing this game, and the way that Mundo's going around the jungle, he's actually not having time to farm the jungle as much as he wanted. By about this time, he was up to like 160-some creeps last game, but the champion he has is not allowing him to do that, so he also has to adapt his game style to what's going on within the game and the composition. Looks like Nocturne farming top jungle. Blue will be taken by Reginald here. He's going to be able to stay in lane quite a bit longer. Looks like a Heart of Gold and some wards being picked up by Xpecial. He's going to get that gold per 5 down. Skara moving in to check for raids. They are not there. Some good pings, though. No movement on that position.
And so the other one's going to clear out mid as Reginald comes back with his new blue buff in tow. There's a lot of mana regen coming out from that extra max mana. And Skara just constantly chunning that one out. Uh-oh, this could be interesting. Now Skara will run from Reginald. Does not want to take that battle right there. But will easily pull through these minion waves. And he keeps ending his ult too early. But, oh, this could be some really big pain, and Reginald really wants this fight right here. Skara's not happy with this. Flash comes in from Reginald. Can they get the damage output? Has to flash away as well. Reggie burned his Ignite, so theoretically, Skara won that trade because he did not burn an extra summoner. Oh my gosh, he almost kind of went in there for that kill in Anivia.
Yeah, it was actually really good, and it was unfortunate for Skara because Reginald had just walked out of being frosted, so it didn't do damage to him as much. Looks like PewDiePie is still pushed on that turret. Dyrus had to ulti there. It looks like he's just going to go ahead and mill about middle and Nocturne. He did take some damage from Rise, and it looks like they may be able to grab this turret down. Janna coming up from behind, though, trying to get him off the turret. Well played. She did stop that turret attack as Nivea was also coming back, so it could have been a 3v2. And Voyboy is just not giving up on Dyrus right now.
Yeah, wants to punish him for every last hit he goes for. I like that. Uses that safeguard to shield the minion, makes Dyrus have to wait for it to time out or just push all the way through it, and then punishes him the entire time, lands those autos, lands those EQ combos. And he's actually just chain pushing right now. Voyboy really wants to screw with Dyrus underneath that turret, use those safeguards to make last hitting a nightmare. No self-cast this time. Will push in on Dyrus. The Q goes off. He could get the kill, but of course he's got his ultimate as well. They're still chasing. Where's the kick? He picks it up. Nice job there by Voyboy. Dyrus' ult actually was still down. He burned it earlier, so
very well played there. And there was a ping down there earlier. I believe that PewDiePie or Locust said, hey, there's something here, but it doesn't matter. Nocturne ulti coming in. Oh, a beautiful ulti by Janna to push Special back into the fight. And Chaos is doing everything he can to save his life, but he said, oh, wait, he gets out of range, and it just wears off from Ergon. No, but Anivia coming up on the backside. Skara still in the battle. He is going to get slowed by Void, who's the flash over the wall. And they're going to have to stop on that one. Reginald could get stuck out of place here. He is trying to go around the right side of the turret. They are all in turret range, but Reginald will not be able to get enough off to take anybody out. Skara coming up with a late double kill there, and he's just going to sit right on top of Chaos. They are going to stick him in, and it looks like Chaos is also going to go down as well.
And there is fog flying all over the stage right now. I can no longer see almost anything. It smells beautiful, by the way, not going to lie. Wow, 9-1. This game looks the exact opposite of the previous one. The solo top getting pressurized, and Voyboy actually having his way with Dyrus for a change. I mean, I do want to hope to see a game 3. That is what I'm looking for here. So, update real quick. CLG has won game 1 against Monomaniac. Of course, it is a best of 3, so you can see anything happen, of course. Every game that has gone to all 3 games, I'm pretty sure the team that lost game 1 ended up winning the series, so if you see a game 2 get won, you know what's going to happen.
It's like Voyboy putting on the pressure top again. It looks like Dyrus may have a little bit of assistance though.
He's got blue minions, dude. It's going to be difficult for Voyboy.
Blue minions. MVP minions of the tournament. What are we? Oh yeah? Ooh. All right, so Kog'Maw's W. I don't believe he has a Wriggles either. No, he only has a Zeal. They're going to go for this with a Zeal and Doran's Blade. Amazing job here. Odd One only has a life belt and no damage under him. They have it down to about 1/10 there. They could be able to get this without an opposition.
Wow.
18-minute Baron without even a Wriggles. Well played.
And now they're like, facepalm, global facepalm. All of them tossed are like, that just happened. So they're going to try to turn this one around for themselves and see what they can do. PewDiePie still soloing by. Gets a lot of golden experience. Now they will come back for a dragon here. That is nice. So it's 300 gold per player for a Baron. It's 190 per player for a Dragon. So that's not too terribly far apart. It's 110 gold difference right there. The experience is a bit bigger. The buff is a bit bigger. But these players also got to solo lane for a little while. Of course, you can see that gold gap has been bridged. It's only 4,000 the difference. That is a much smaller gap than before. But, they got CV'd. They're going to go for a cheeky little kill there on the SoloMid at bot lane. But nope. Chaos going to be happy with his double Doran's Blade into Phantom Dancer.
And I think that's the first time they're seeing him now. They're like, yeah, they have Baron. I mean, Lee Sin was top. They knew it was gone, but this is the first time they're returning to lane, so they don't know where they are around the map. They only have vision of bottom and now top as Dyrus is going to walk into those minions. You can see that Dominate is bottom, but it looks like he's saying, I don't want to commit too much. I'll be losing experience. I'm going to head back. No, maybe not. Calling me a liar. He is going to stay. There are no wards in that bush. He's waiting for him to clear that one back minion, the melee minion. He's like, dude, just get out of there. And he's going to creep up in the lane. Looks like Nivea coming down, though. Scar looking to join the fight. The odd one is just a bush away, but he has Reginald right on his tail as well. Reginald's going to choose to go the left side around. He wants to block off as much as possible. They're like, we have no vision of two people, and we should get out of here. So it looks like they're returning to lane. Kog'Maw, Special left bottom by themselves.
Darius went for the blue, then realized he wants to leave it for Reginald. So Reggie will come back over there. Lee Sin getting some free farm at the top lane in the meantime. Scar actually not going for his own race, leaving that one for Dominate here. Dominate going for an early phase, though. Wants to use that for the extra gank power and durability. We'll see if that pans out well. Odd one still, of course, wearing that Baron buff. Nivea will actually not manage to last hit that. Actually got pulled out just a little bit too much. And actually, Skara going for a spell vamp build. He's actually not going heavy AP burst. He's going very utility focused. Has the Chalice of Harmony, has the Catalyst, and now going for very, very early Will of the Ancients. Of course, that will help Cutie Pie quite a lot, even though those spells are physical damage. They do spell vamp. Same for Voyboy, has a lot of spell vamp enabled abilities. So and maybe that really is the goal there, to play, half support Anivia here and just, play utility-wise.
Yeah, it would work out for him pretty well. Again, aggression towards bottom. Dominate will start to come up here. They want to shut down this Chaos. He has been getting a few good items here. With that W, the attack speed and the critical strike is really going to help because you're already proccing more damage from the amount of health that your opponent has. Nocturne waiting off in the wing here. May have that ulti, and he does come in. Chaos gets bumped up, but we do see the odd one getting pushed out by the Janna ulti. She is left now to shield Urgot. Chaos taking quite a bit of damage, down to 400 health now, but it's all on the Cutie Pie. They start trading the damage. Reginald bringing himself to the fight as a Cathian Surprise, going to do a little bit of damage, and it looks like Nocturne is going to make it out alive as power in numbers. TSM floods bottom and pushes out Dignitas.
Yeah, excellent move by Reginald. He enabled that kill to happen. That mobility was massive for him. You can see running with 401 move speed, so he's got move speed from something, whether it's runes or masteries, helping him get to those fights and make things happen. Chaos managed to survive thanks to the exhaust that went down on Cutie Pie. He kept running, got into the brush, kept running, kept holding on for time. Dominate finally picked up that kill for himself, but still, that was an excellent fire back, picking up 2 for 1. Even though that initiation was so good for Dignitas.
Yeah, they're all going back now, getting some purchases on. We'll see what Reginald has to get himself. He is going back as well, checking out his buy category, going for that Frozen Heart. So Rise is going to be very tanky now. Dominate, going through the jungle, does have a Phage and a Wriggles to the odd one, looking to build. That Warmogs he just finished. That's going to be a lot of hurt coming into that fight, the next fight that they have. See Urgot. Urgot has a Frozen Heart as well. Fair enough. Very supporty Urgot.
Putting that shield on, just kind of chilling. Yeah, that is actually pretty standard Urgot style. You build max CDR, rely on the base damage of most of your abilities, and then, yeah, you kind of end up swapping into the enemy team, so you want to have a lot of durability there. The Frozen Heart, of course, lowering attack speed helps you tank as well, and he just kind of goes for that sort of build. We'll see how else that might pan out for him, but he's rocking 46 armor penetration and 1,700 health. Urgot's a very durable dude right now.
Yeah, we didn't even mention, I don't believe we did if I didn't hear it. We have another shield team again. Janna, Urgot, Nocturne, Lee Sin. Pretty much 4 shields on the team. And they're utilized. They're going to be a lot of damage mitigation as they come into a fight when they use all of those, especially with Janna's allowed to focus and Lee Sin's allowed to focus on somebody that they want to save. Looks like Turret health pretty much even on that top lane. They've been going back and forth, still wanting to keep those turrets up. Because you see these fights kind of going back and forth, not too much damage being traded. They're kind of just having fun, but here comes 3. He gets stunned up. They still have an exhaust, I believe, to use if he gets too much out of range. And it looks like they're just going to go ahead and use a flash. He gets away. Safeguard to stop the ignite. And Voyboy saves himself as Nocturne was coming up to help, but Dominate is not going to need to do so. Voyboy left with less than 90 health.
That was an excellent escape right there. Cutie Pie actually turning that aggression into a turret push. And he's actually getting ahead of Kayak by this point. Look at those minions. Kayak's 137, Cutie Pie 162, and he's 3-1. Kayak, he has his Phantom Dancer. He will still skill throughout this game, but he is 0-4 right now. They've been shutting him down, and they've been doing it pretty well. We'll see if they can keep that one going. SoloMid managing to make that top turret die. Now Kayak will come down to combat with Cutie Pie. We'll see if that becomes anything. Scar now wearing his own golem buff. Level 17 already. He's leveling up so very fast this game. 2 levels above Reginald. He's going to really like that. Look at that Glacial Storm hitting for 200 damage a second, slowing attack and movement speeds with that. So he's really going to screw with auto attacking. And Kaox needs to land autos. He is not spell-based. He's not someone like Graves who can kind of rely on hitting spells. Urgot Core kind of the same way. They can hit spells for some damage. Kog'Maw must land autos. So attack speed slow is going to be a very big deal there.
Looks like they are getting a ping on Baron. They're saying, hey, it could come up soon. Once Baron wears off, it's another 3 minutes. An easy way to tell. They are going to focus on Dragon here, hopefully knowing that Baron timer, but as we remember, TSM took that without any vision on it. So they only have a general idea of when Baron is going to come back up as Lee Sin, I believe through a ward or a Q at it when they believed it was going down. So they have a little bit of an idea when it is, and we can see him pushing actually towards that side. They are going for Dyrus here, but they're going to put themselves in good position. Baron has just spawned, so they like where they're going, and they might just commit to this since the whole team is going that way anyways. Dyrus, Nocturne ulti coming onto him. I do not believe the Odd One's going to be able to help, and they take him down. That fear worked in the exact direction they wanted it to. He walked right back towards them, and they're able to take one down. That will be a 5v4 Baron force if they want to choose to do that.
Yeah, well, the map vision, TSM knows where they are. They know they're just kind of walking around this Baron pit. They are going for it here. They do not see much of SoloMid. They see Kog'Maw go this way, so they know the SoloMid are coming from below, which is, of course, pretty standard. Skara can wall off either entrance. I would wait for Special, then immediately wall. Will they do it? They're trying to bait it. That wall will immediately determine the team fight if they can get it right. Oh, they wall late. They've walked off the entrance to leave. They go for Reginald. He has flashed over towards Baron, but they are still going for him. Will they pick up this kill?
No.
Yes. Now can they get this rest, or will they turn for Baron? They've turned again for Baron. Now Dominate needs to outsmite the Odd One. He may go in for this. Anivia keeping on that ultimate. Going for some damage here. GDPie now getting cut out a little bit, taking some damage. They have once again left Baron and gone for the kill here. Odd One taking a lot of pain. Will get dropped down. Now will they turn again for Baron? It's regenerating. It stopped regenerating. Going out to Kaox in melee range. Must flash away down to half health. And once again, they stop the Baron. They go for Kaox. Lee Sin lands the Q.
Oh,
he's QSS'd it. No, he Quicksilver sashed the Lee Sin, so he couldn't actually dash to him. He actually juiced that one. But no, Lee Sin lands red buff. And now they go for Baron. They do pick it up. Special and Dyrus in there. They picked up that kill onto Nocturne. Dyrus now alone. PewDiePie, no mana. Skara, no mana. Dyrus could clean up here. Locust will fall. There is Boy in the fray. They picked up one. Now it's Special alone. He does not look to be happy here. His flash is up. Does not matter.
Wow, Dignitas, very nice.
And they clean that fight up, picking up 6 kills in succession because they got Dyrus earlier.
I got to point this out earlier when the 3 came top to take out Dyrus. Dyrus types in all chat. He's like, Youmuu's? Who goes Youmuu's on Lee Sin?
Boy does, dude.
Boy does, and he actually has built that Youmuu's after the frozen mallet. So you're just going to be slowing that much more and hitting somebody in the face that much harder.
He was like, hey, Reginald, oh, you're attacking me? That's nice. I'm going to kill your turret. And just sits there, and I was like, I don't care. Oh, man.
Very tanky at this point. He does have slow. He does have tank for himself. Yearly building things, they're going to give him a good return on his money, and that helps with the synergy of his team comp as well.
And he just one-shot on Atma's there. So his attack damage, 301 AD on Lee Sin, 33% crit chance, 20 armor penetration as well. So he did just have the armor pen from that Youmuu's for the most part, and 921-0 the build. So he's a very durable man, and he's hitting really hard.
Looks like Reginald poised to defend this turret. He's the only one. Everybody's like, we'll be there in a second. Here comes the minion wave. Janna focusing as well. Going to give somebody some more AD. It's going to be Urgot. They are going to take that turret down without any opposition. Looks like Dyrus pushing top, however, and he will be forced to back here. They do not want to trade too much for a 5v4, and they're going to want to have to fight under this turret, but they're not even going to be able to. So this will be an inhibitor exposed for TSM. The fight goes down inside the base with turrets still up and top and bottom. They do take down Kaox Acathian, surprise, only doing a little bit of damage as he blows up, and it looks like they will be able to take out TSM here quite handily. And in their own base as well, the Janna ulti going off kind of puts them outside of range of their turret, but they're still fighting under it, doing what they can, and Dignitas quickly cleans up Team TSM inside their base, and there it is, the surrender by TSM. Into our 3rd game we go.
That is excellent right there. Dignitas bringing it back to 1-2-1. You can see the crowd out there holding up individual letters, D-I-G-N-I-T-A-S. There is a crowd. The guy with the what sign, but there is definitely Dignitas fan club out there. They are happy with that win. They've brought it to 1-1. We're in the middle of Game 2 of Counterlogic Gaming versus Monomaniac.